Hello, Twitch, and hello, Internet. To all those who seek adventure, justice, and big damage numbers that come out of the enemy's head, welcome to Knights of New Avalon, a Beacon Odyssey, and the only NLR game with a console port. My name is Tate Washburn. I will be your wonderful game maestro today. But before we do anything else, I would love to introduce the amazing talent I have in the studio with us. I'm going to say, starting with, let's say, Lucian in this new environment we have.
Oh God. Hey, I'm Lucian. I'm playing Cam, the solitary angler, our dwarf life weaver. He's here. He's gonna be grumpy, but there's a festival on. He can only be, small grumpy.
A little grumpy. Excellent. We are happy to have both Lucian and Cam's grumpy old man ass. Next, let's have Egg. How about you?
Oh, hi, howdy, I'm Emily, or Egg-chan, and I have the joy of playing Haze, Sapphire's Glare, Cambion Gravewalker. And I hope we get to eat some delicious treats.
Absolutely. We are happy to have both you and Hayes, and there will be, in fact, delicious treats. So long as you can find them. I can't promise everything. You do have to, roll for shit. Anyways, next we have Lucian.
Lucian went first.
Lucian did go first.
Lucian
I'm going twice, I guess.
I looked at Faust and said Lucian, and I don't know why.
They look so alike,
I
you
think
know.
both go right side.
Yeah.
They both have long hair. No, everyone but me and Foxy have long hair. Nope, that's not it. Anyways, Chouse, you go.
Hello everyone, I'm Chouse. I will be playing Ajax, our Ajax the Trailblazer, our Machina Gunslinger, and 4 speed, 4 armor, fuck it, close enough. Welcome back, Thomas Lost Light. For a throwback to a previous campaign. But yeah. That's all I've got.
Perfect. And last but never ever least, Foxy.
Except in height. Hi gang, I'm Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite Fox Philly's finest, and today I get to reprise my role as Kana Alva, the Aureate Cavalier, our little elf arsenal. Littlest guy, mostest swords. Answering the question, what if you combined a Kid Goku with a Kid Sonic and gave him swords?
A wonderful but terrifying prospect. Thank you for bringing him to this world. Speaking of, last time, because it's been a little bit, our beacons had a bit of a day off, a few days off between sessions, between quests, and while there are adventures on the horizon, now is not that time. Now is a time for celebration. Each of you, wherever you live, have received a short message. It's actually odd in that it is a formal letter. There is a handwritten address to you, wherever it is you are staying, and at the top it says the Knights of the Realm. So the Knights of the Realm being basically the ones that go off on missions. When you open it, it says, Dear, your name, Beacon, title. You have been formally invited to be one of the highlighted judges of the upcoming Realm Festival. Sorry, I am struggling with my notes. It's been a little bit. The upcoming... I am not doing it. Realm Dawn Festival. I am so sorry. The upcoming Realm Dawn Festival. Please attend to, and it has the date and location, to pick your favorite booth of the festival, which will be featured in this year's magazine on the festival. You guys, if you're familiar, I think probably Hayes and Ajax most is every year after this particular festival, there is a big magazine explaining it. Both what happened, who was there, and also usually one of the Knights of the Realm, or some of the Knights of the Realm, about 25 of them, and then 25 Knights of the People and 25 Knights of the Round Table each pick their favorite booth. And you have been invited to do so. What I'm interested in, first and foremost, is what do you guys do about this message before we get into anything what the festival is like? What's your first reaction to this letter?
It's curious. I think Kana's like enthused, like entertained at the idea of it. It's not exactly his kind of festivity, but should be a good time.
Mhm.
I think Hayes
Anyone else?
would contact the other beacons and verify that they were not the only one to receive this mail, and that they, if they attend, that they will not be alone.
So yeah, you get on the group chat because I feel like you guys definitely have a group chat.
Whatever.
You have phones.
Kana exclusively types in caps. He does not know how to turn the caps lock off.
The
Turn it back.
the picture of the group chat is of a lighthouse.
Cause we're
Fair enough.
beacons. I got it. I see what you're doing. Took me a minute there. I got it.
Recording.
Got it. I got it. No, I got it. I'm locked in. I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Hayes
like
has
to
asked,
think-
like, "Hey, is everyone
Oh.
gonna be here?" What?
Yeah. Kana just replies in all caps. I will happily be there.
Okay, good.
Short message from Cam. Just, I'll be there.
I feel like Cam would also send like, it's either one word answers or sends like red as like
The fucking
like a
thumbs up
response.
emoji.
The thumbs up.
Yeah.
That thing you do when you're like, "I need to let you know I saw it,
Oh,
but I
it's,
do
it's
not."
a fucking yes or no question. That doesn't help.
Thumbs up is a yes. I'll defend Cam here. Thumbs up a yes.
Actually, he doesn't even send the emoji. He adds it as a reaction to your first message. Just
Yeah. I'm surprised he knows how to do that, actually, considering how old man Cam is. He has learned how to use technology so he can minimize having to communicate with it.
exactly. He's
Least
learning
amount of
things.
effort.
Yeah.
about
Ajax would probably just like perfect punctuation, just let's see, what was the word I had in mind? Like just agreement or
Acknowledge.
fucking
Affirmative.
acknowledged. Yeah, affirmative, that's it. Just yes. But in Ajax fashion, so like capitalized A, period at the end, you know. Motherfuckers hate getting emails from him.
I also like to think
Elucidates very thoroughly.
when Cam first gets that letter, he's standing on his houseboat.
Yeah.
Immediately pulls out his phone and calls Anselm.
He answers. It's like, I was about to call you.
So, you see this letter here? It's got my title on it.
I mean, I don't. We're on a phone call, but yes.
You know what my title is?
Yes. Did they get it right?
You see, it says here, the solitary angler.
Yeah.
So what part of solitary angler makes you think, ah yes, festival judge?
Look, every year they need 25 of each of the 3 kinds of knights to do this, and we decided to let you and the other beacons participate.
Brother said,
If
I
you don't
can't
wanna
do
come-
nights.
You don't have to do it. It'll be a little
The
weird. if
others
you're
are
the only
going,
one not
so-
there,
What part
Exactly.
about antisocial do you not understand?
Besides, other people are solitary. Maybe other solitary people will appreciate your insight into what was fun for you, you weird loner.
Yeah, I'll be sure to find the booth full of people just sitting around not saying anything at this festival. And he's gonna hang up.
Anselm only sends you one thing in response: is I'm running a booth. don't have to do your job. And then a laughing emoji.
Cam will respond with just a question mark.
You'll find out.
All right.
Yeah. The festival in question, and I need to find the right music for this, but the festival in question, as those of you who have lived here know, and as you can find out very easily, is the it is a celebration of when the first realms were created, is why it's the Realm Dawn Festival. We see the morning of the festival, there is a large sort of city square out in front of the large stadium where the Knights hold their games. This square usually is quite open, and there are some booths there normally, but now it is a crowd of booths. Booths that spill over on top of the buildings around this square, into alleyways, across most of the city. The extensive sort of winding gardens that are the streets of New Avalon are now full in every corner and every nook and cranny. Another booth, another smell, another game to play from every realm, from every corner of what are the known realms connected with and that treat with New Avalon. The sun is shining. The festival is loud and happy, and you are let loose upon it, the Four Beacons. What y'all gonna do?
I imagine, as it currently stands, Kana is just like doing spins around the others in circles, taking in the sights. He's wearing something different than his usual like equipment and garb. He's like effectively in what can only really call a gown. It hangs really low to his like ankles and has like very flowing like black and gold accents. Kind of tapers up to one shoulder where it fastens, and also kind of like, while it's shoulderless, does like has restricting portions that do like end in very long sleeves, and he has that that wreath that Hayes made for him still on his head actually, and it's just kind of just like whirling in circles, taking in all the sights and smells, and just like, this looks lovely, friends. What shall we do first? Shall we eat? Shall we dance? Shall we play? Shall we eat?
Based on the options you presented,
You go.
I assume one of those is a standout option.
Meat.
You can smell at least 4 kinds of meat from where you're standing.
Kana's
You are
eyes
all, I
are
think, starting
sparkling.
at the fountain. The fountain at the sort of center of this, again, open square in front of the stadium. The fountain has... They've added extra crystals that do multicolored lights that are floating in and around the jets of water, adding more color to the normally white marble of this fountain. These crystals also project images. You see in it people dancing, people casting large magics, people exploring the world. And then, yeah, like multiple kinds of meat. So many different kinds of meat already that you can smell from here. So yeah, what do you imagine? I guess that's the question. What would be a festival food that any of you your character would love but would not have expected? Like, not a thing they normally get.
Honestly, the first thing that comes to mind for me is like,
Mhm.
the big turkey leg. It's like so excessive.
Your leg.
It's just like,
Yes.
why do you need that much food? And it's all meat. There's nothing else but meat. But honestly, I feel like that shit would hit.
What else do you need?
Right?
Perfect
mean, what else
anime,
do you need?
the round
I
meat
like-
on the single
I
bone.
like the fruit and vegetable.
And I think that's the thing is, what you find is a booth, and I think the thing that catches you in particular is that you don't recognize the person running it, but you recognize like the architecture of this booth that someone has made. It is made of sand and glass of many colors. It is someone from the Viridian Sands.
Ooh.
Sorry, the Cobalt Sands. The first realm that we had from our very first session. And they have
I'm sorry.
both like what you'd see as a turkey leg, and then also like the almost anime like bone with big round meat. But they also have several other kinds of various little like different. It's all on like a big smoked grill and like this massive rotating thing that has just multiple kinds of meat skewered on it of different shapes and types and qualities. There's fish, funny enough, which isn't really what you'd expect them to serve. But the guy there you don't recognize is younger, but you think looks vaguely familiar and possibly related to. I had it right here. The bar owner of the very generous inn owner that you guys knew before.
Oh yeah. The Abba?
Abdu the generous.
Oh, I was close. Damn.
Abdu. Very close.
Yep.
Cam will walk up and like point at the fish and go, "Oh, these from the new lake?"
Again, like young man, maybe kid. I think to Cam it's a kid. The kid there's like takes him a second because he seemed very bored, and then eyes wide, like, "It's you, the one that yes, that's from the yes, thank you for that." And he gives like a very polite bow. We've been experimenting with the different fish that we found there as to like what's really good, so you'll have to tell us if we cooked it right, I guess.
Yeah, I'd love to know what you've done with it. Give me two of the different ones. Give me two of the different fish.
Yeah, there's one that you think is actually probably closer to a squid. So it's like a fire-fried squid. They put some amount of like salt and a spice that you don't recognize on it, and that's on a stick. And then one is like a very flat and broad fish. Like it's a very tall, I guess you would say, fish on a stick that they've skinned and done as best as they can to prepare. I think to your taste buds, you're like, they could do more, but this is festival food. Like, you think it's still pretty good for that.
Cam will give him a thumbs up and just be like, "Anybody else want anything?"
I think Kana walks back towards Hayes with two of those giant turkey legs in hand, and just like smiling
Dang.
wide.
I can't help but smile at a turkey leg.
And then Kana looks up at Hayes and just goes, "Oh, did you want one as well?" And we'll gingerly hand one of the two over.
Thank you for sharing.
You are very welcome.
A moment where he doesn't want to let go, like
Yeah, it's just like iron grip for a half second.
just making sure you had a hold on it.
In
before
that
you
moment where
press.
your hand is empty, Cam is gonna slide one of the fish skewers into your other hand.
Wide eyes again, entire skewer in a single long pull.
It's like the Indiana Jones one with the bag of sand. Just
I feel like
the best way to avert a
about
wild
this
Kana.
I feel like about this time, Ajax would probably just, I guess, reappear. Almost like, because there's just so many people walking back and forth and stuff. At like some point in the background, Ajax just like someone walked in front of him and he just disappeared. And he comes back walking with a funnel cake. And he will they'll push up at the bottom of their chin as a seam will form, and like the bottom of their faceplate will kind of shift up and reveal a different kind of mouth. This one is in more of like a almost like a crab mouth, but just like with a bunch of tiny little like arms. And they will try a bit of the funnel cake. And it doesn't, unlike previous mouth designs, it does not fling it fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Mandible 3.0.
It's made upgrades. Yeah.
Yeah.
In my head, it's like when you eat it, though, it's like these very delicate little. It's like nibbles.
100%, and like he has
Like,
to,
I was told
they
I
have to
need to
like
savor
hold it there for a second.
My guy is a prawn.
Sean, we plead him. We.
One in a Corellian, baby.
It's happened.
Mm.
Evolution finally brought us all the way back to shellfish. Truly, the machine's form is perfect.
I thought I could escape it, but yet again, assassin tag.
You thought
Anyways,
that was armor? This is just a shell.
God damn it. Yeah, you got funnel cake. There's, I think, a almost fantastic variety of shapes of funnel cake. Like wherever you got this from, there's a bunch of different booths, and every single one of them completely different shape. So is this like a cone? You think is like a cube? I think there's several that are like very clearly crystal shape.
I feel like, my thought is cubed. Like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
cubed, like it's still in like that funnel cake of just like all together, but it's
Yeah.
like a string of cubes.
Yeah, like it's
That
just
makes
that
any
string
sense.
that you do to, and it's like in a cube shape. Because I think that
Mhm.
I'm not
you
gonna
guys
lie.
all
You said
look and
cube and
see-
you lost me for a second there, but you brought it back. You brought it back around. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie.
And I think that you see, as you guys turn and see, maybe not the one that Ajax got it from, but one of these various funnel cake places, it's because someone is basically like levitating the dough and then shaping it into something, and then levitating the oil that is already heated and just like putting them together in the air, so they can get away with like whatever shape they want. And it just becomes kind of a game of how do you identify where it came from? Is what shape do they do?
Mhm.
But yeah. You easily get a lot of this food. Was there anything else you were looking for in terms of like, what do you do first thing when you enter the festival? Food is the right choice in my opinion, 100%.
I definitely know what Ajax would do, but I'm curious as to see what other folks.
Y'all already
go
went
for
with
it.
my plan, so like, you mean
You know the Red Star BB game, where you have the BB gun and you shoot out the red star of the paper. That's what Ajax would definitely do, because it's just like, this is my thing. And I have a feeling the like any of the booth owners that like even have that kind of similar game know Ajax really well.
Yeah,
And they're like,
yeah.
here again.
Yeah, for something like that, because food, like, I think you guys can roll to find the best food in the festival if that's what you want to judge. Because you're each gonna get to pick one booth, not by category, just one booth that you say, this was my favorite booth in the festival. You are Commander Shepard, and exactly.
I didn't want to make the joke, but like,
That's kind of the bit. So we can roll to find that later. But Ajax, are you looking for any of them? Because there's several like you could find easily that are effectively that same game, but with like slight twists to it. Are you trying to look for the best one? Or are you trying to look for something in particular when it comes to that kind of game? Just
Sorry, what's up?
what kind of target shooting game are you looking for in particular? Because there's a variety. Are you looking for the best one? Are you looking for one that's like a specific kind of firearm it's simulating? Are you looking for a person who would be running it?
Or maybe,
Any
the most
more
challenging
details on that?
one?
Yeah.
My thought would be the most challenging one, of just
Okay.
like, if there's one that's like probably like a rifle type firearm, and it's like got like it flings up the little, it throws the targets, and then however many targets you hit is the score.
Yeah,
would be my
because
thought.
there is one I think that matches that, and I also think that it matches something that I know someone else in our chat beforehand said they were looking for. You all are walking around. You've gotten some food, but I know Cam, you were also looking for maybe like some of those really tall drinks
Yes.
with like real big glasses. You go around, and there's like a building that's near the edge of this this square, so it's pretty close to the stadium. And you go up the steps to it, and it's got like a flat roof, and there's a few booths up here. But there's one booth that you all recognize. The person running this one as well is Dustin Waller, the Swift, the bartender from inside the night gym. He has a bar set up as a booth, but then also you can tell he has like a training rifle, not a toy, like it's not meant for kids, but it is like the bullets aren't gonna actually hurt anything except for targets it's designed to target. That is behind it, and there is a win for free drink sign up there. He is sitting there. He's making someone a drink here. He seems to have made one for the festival. And he notices you guys coming, assuming this is the one you want to go to. You can find another one if you want to say, no, Tate, I will not engage with this NPC.
I don't see any reason why not.
Hey, Beacons.
Greetings.
Shaking someone's drink expertly, just pours it into three different glasses, hands it to the people that are there. What can I make for you?
So, Cam's got a little twinkle in his eye.
Mhm.
I'm looking to buy one drink.
Ominous.
And when I say one drink, I mean I want one glass for the entire length of the festival.
Dustin looks at you and narrows his eyes a bit. Do you mean one drink that you're not gonna have to drink another drink after, or one that will last you sipping the whole festival? Those are two different things.
I want a drink that'll take me on an adventure. I want a drink where you got different layers. As I drink it,
Okay.
I'm like, I finished this layer. Next is like,
So you don't want it
the
to
brandy
knock you out for
layer.
the whole festival. You can sip it the whole time. All right. I got two options for you. And he pulls up.
I
You know,
want
one
it
of
to
those
be where the
drinks by
last thing I
yard?
remember is it sneaks up on you.
Exactly. Like, those are two different things. I need to be clear. This drink will make it so you do not remember the festival versus I can enjoy this the whole festival. Those are different drinks. So he pulls out, you know those glasses by the yard?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a real tall, it's a yard tall plastic cup. But this one is like a glass of some kind with a lid and a real long straw. He holds up one of those, and then he also brings up, it looks like just a little tin tumbler with runes etched around the side of it. And then he says, so, this one, points to the yard tall glass, this one is what I normally would sell.
Okay.
It's normal, I can make a whatever complicated layered drink that your twisted heart desires. Or, and he holds up the little tin cup, this is something that I bought for me that I will let you borrow if, and then he points to the sign, if you can beat the challenge. Because normally I don't hand it out, but I know you guys, and I know who you are, I know who to talk to if you guys decide to take this from me and not give it back.
Okay.
But this is going to be, it's special to me, so I'm not just going to give away for free. And he's, again, pointing the sign.
Can I appoint a champion?
I was about to fucking type that
Yeah.
out.
He looks at Ajax because clearly that's the person you're gonna ask to do that. Just he rolls his fingers like, He's like on the table, like drumming his fingers, like, Yeah, fine. All right. So first, then, anyone else want to drink before we start setting that up? Just to the other two of you.
Anna's eyes immediately light up. This is a great time for someone to stop him.
Dustin won't.
Ajax? Ajax won't.
Cam will actually just go, actually, give me a small glass while I watch this happen.
Yeah. The festival drink is like a peachy sort of alcohol and like a darker almost cola, and it's got like a little bit of herbs in it. he's like made a simple syrup that's infused with herbs. So it's got like flavors like it's a mixed drink, but it's a little more like of a soda type deal.
One for you guys as well, and Cam will turn to Kana and Hayes.
Kana will look and say, "I will have a glass of green tea, please."
He's Dustin was prepared for something complicated. You saw him like brace a little bit to grab stuff. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, that'll just take a second." He reaches under it, and he has what looks like a iron like teapot, like one of those squat ones. That he just sort of snaps his fingers under it, and a small little flame, and then it just like floats above the flame, and he puts that to the side and starts boiling water.
Kana looks back to everybody else. What?
No drinks?
I mean, we're at a bar.
That is a drink. Dustin says that's like that is a drink.
I'll point to Dustin and just nods.
Not everyone wants to be drunk for a festival. Anyways, did Hayes want
and get drunk?
a drink in particular?
Hayes will pass on the alcohol because I think they are prone to dehydration. And they will be walking around this festival. So
Yeah, entirely fair. So yeah,
Always the
if there was an
practical one.
equivalent to
Water
Gatorade, though,
bottle.
I would fuck
Oh,
that
yeah.
up.
Oh yeah, well you recognize the setup as the setup he has for the gym, and there are like
Yeah.
just healthy drinks, protein shakes, energy drinks, sports drinks, stuff like that. So yeah, like he
Oh,
has
yeah.
his own like sports drink, and there's the I've been working out version, and there's the I'm just regular dehydrated version. The same way that there's a difference between Gatorade that tastes good all of the time and like an actual honest to God sports drink that only tastes good if you're working out. So yeah, he has like I need to think of a good word for it, of their version of
Liquid IV.
Gatorade. It's a
Liquid
mana
Fox.
potion, effectively, is the joke. It's
You know where I
not
go
a
for my
mana potion.
electrolytes? The bar.
This,
It is a bar
this
at a
is-
gym. Like,
This is gonna
again.
sound really awful, so please don't
Uh-huh.
flip this. But I just imagine
no.
it becomes a dehydration comment. Ace is probably sweaty as fuck under all that armor.
Yes! I don't be a sweaty guy!
That's a fair point, yeah.
Yeah, he gets you the not a mana potion sports drink. He's like, all right, now that that's all set, and you see him turn to where the rifle is, and it's on the inside of the booth, and he pulls out something else. It looks like it's like a skeet shooter, but it's clearly magic. So it's got like it's this almost large sort of square thing that's got a slot on one side and a bunch of these runes, and he taps a few of them, and you see him sort of draw magic into it, and then it also sort of floats, and he sets that. And holds it up and wafts it up, and it goes above the booth, and it sits there, and it starts like it's range finding almost. Like the slot is sort of looking in directions, going back and forth and up and down. And he takes a rifle and he says to Ajax, like, I assume you're gonna try and win it for him.
I wasn't going to assume.
I was doing it. Don't worry about it. It hands to you. So the game is, and he pulls out his like a handgun from his hip because he's it's like this sort of cowboy western thing if you remember. He's like, so this will shoot a target to wherever I point and press the trigger. And you see as he starts moving it, now the skeet shooter is matching where his gun is.
Mhm.
The goal is to get at least 9 out of the 10. You can only miss once.
Acknowledged.
You can see the fine print under the sign is one regular free drink is usually get 5 out of the 10.
Okay. But this
Yeah.
one's a special drink.
Yeah, this is his cup. This is his doesn't
Yeah.
ever empty cup. He's like, so, are we agreed? You see him get sort of like he puts the gun back in his hip holster and he gets into this like quick draw stance as he looks out behind the booth and goes, ready, set, I want you to roll
Query.
some.
Am I
real quick.
supposed to use my
Jump
own
right before you-
firearms?
No, the rifle
Or-
I handed you.
Oh, I thought you said he was like floating up.
No. He hands you the rifle, and he has a skeet shooter
Okay.
that throws.
The ski shooter is
He's
flowing.
like,
Okay.
ready? Put the fucking lunar cannon. Whoa!
Yeah, the lunar cannon.
There's still air around here, man.
Oh, shit.
Vaporize and squiffing.
Ajax about to blow the building away.
Oh my gosh.
Like a fucking canal of people like opens up because they all fucking start running.
It feels so like Ajax to bring a real gun to like laser tag too. Like, what the fuck, man? Please chill.
Oh god.
You better call your fucking shots, I swear to fuck.
It's like, God, I'm so glad you said
Oh.
something. No, the rifle here, this one, and
Okay, just the one. I see.
yeah, he's going to
Acknowledged.
shoot his. He's going to shoot his gun. It's not going to shoot bullets. The skeet shooter on top is going to fire targets for you to get.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, I would love for you to roll
Understanding.
me something to see how successful you are at this.
All right.
You're gonna have a disadvantage.
A disadvantage? Or
So don't roll it again. That's a d6 to minus
inaccuracy?
it. Yeah, inaccuracy.
Yeah.
Thank you. And inaccuracy,
Yeah.
which you can still evoke a title to remove that.
Let's see. 'Cause-
So they cancel out 1-to-1 if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
Yes.
I
That is
feel
correct.
Like Number Cruncher would probably
Yeah, you're doing the math
work
on
out the best.
The
Yeah,
classic.
just like, okay, he's pointing here. That's going to cause this to shoot to meet here at this point in time.
Mhm.
Trigonometry?
Would
More
he-
like triggernometry.
Yeah.
Is a DM, I'd like to. Am I able to see the skeet shooter?
Yeah.
Or is it okay?
You can stand back enough.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if this would work. I feel like Ajax would. He would shoot the targets the second they come out of the skeet shooter.
How about you roll first, and we'll say how
Yeah.
effective you are. At it.
That's a 19 on the die with a 3 on the d6.
Yeah, so Ajax plans on doing that, but then as he says ready, again, set, you watch him quick draw. It starts moving as he does that, and the disc is shooting out. They're not just going on a normal arc. You watch them like laser out to a spot, and then they start like falling, almost like flares.
Okay.
But you, having rolled that high, the second the first projectile goes, your brain rapidly calculates completely different trajectories as to where these need to go. You pull up the rifle and shoot, and you realize that it's doing projectiles that have drop to them,
Mm-hmm.
and then recalculate yet again. I think with that, his plan was effectively you would not be able to hit the first two because of these like odd trajectories he has given these weapons. You get all of them because even though it's like a lever action rifle with your extremely quick hands, just and get 2 shots off on the first one before it drops. And then the next one, and the next one. He tries to like give you a left and a right really far. He tries to like have 2 where one's behind the other one. Within these 10 discs, he does every shot like trick he can think of. He
I
bounces one
imagine-
off the side of the stadium, even since it's kind of close, and it goes, "Ba-doo," and you're still like, yep.
I imagine because Ajax has the extra hand, it's like still keeping perfect like 2-handed stance, and then the third arm's just working the lever repeatedly while he's shooting.
100%.
It's so he doesn't have to ever stop looking down the sight. It's perfect.
Yeah.
His last hand is still
Uh,
holding the funnel cake.
And then to everyone watching, because this is a duel that happens in the matter of like a second, because he rapid fires these from his gun, still doing all of these choices on like trying to trick you. To everyone else in the like on this roof, which is now you realize why it's up here. It sounds like you have fired maybe like one really long shot with how dense and fast these go. It's not as loud as an actual gun, otherwise everyone would be very deaf. But it does make this very specific sort of high-pitched ping sound. as does the skeet shooter, like a very different pitch, but it's these extremely rapid, fast, and everyone stopped for a second up here and watched. Several people on the in the square below also just like looked up at these lights show, and then there's a bunch of clapping. He seems defeated a bit. It's like, yeah, I guess I should have figured, but I had to test you guys. He sort of puts everything back. He holds his hand out for the rifle. I assume you're gonna get back to that's not the prize.
Yeah, that's not the prize. Ajax will hand it to him stock first.
He puts that all back, and then now he returns to again this sort of what looks like just a regular iron cup with these runes, and then to you, Cam. All right, so you want something layered? He said. A bit of an experience changes
layered
throughout the day. All right. You see him touch these runes and empower them in a specific sequence. And as you do, you see the cup like fill, empty, fill, empty, fill, with a bunch of different drinks and liquids. Sometimes he stops and he adds another ingredient from around. And he goes, all right, this is effectively everything on the menu.
Oh, nice.
Sort of. There's a few where, like, I can't light it on fire for you, so that's not one of them. For like the real fancy tiki type stuff, but
That's all right. I mean, hey, you give me a drink, I can drink, all day basically. Can't really ask for much more.
he puts it forward to you. But before you grab it, he puts a hand on top. It's like, and I'm getting the cup back.
Yeah, of course.
Right. You guys enjoyed the festival, and looks around. Someone told me that you might be one of the people picking favorites this year. And you all know they don't tell the people in the festival who it is that's going to get to highlight someone for like that year's like story about it. They don't want you to know who it is, so that you have to be nice to everyone, I guess. It's like, someone told me you guys were doing that.
It's one of the only reasons I'm here.
So I'm just saying.
I'm just
And he gives you like, as he pushes the cup and you pick it up.
Give me a 5-star.
I hope you guys have a good time at the festival.
Yes.
All right. Cam is just gonna like he's already drinking the drink. He's already sipping away.
Yep. The first one is a very rich, sort of brandy-centered drink of some kind.
Good start.
Ajax will say to I already forgot their name,
Dustin.
but like Dustin, they will kind of nod and say likewise, and eat another thing of funnel cake.
Yeah. As you've eaten more of the funnel cake, you see the cube is hollow, so they've like made it into a hollow cube.
It's crispy on the inside too.
Uh-huh. That's where all the powdered sugar for it is, actually, so that it doesn't all dust off.
Oh, that's smart as fuck, though.
Cam is gonna turn to Ajax and go and ask, "Are you gonna vote for Dustin's booth, right?"
I enjoyed the challenge.
Okay, good. I think I might have to vote somewhere else, unfortunately. And he's gonna like kind of grab the nearest person and go, "Any idea where Anselm's booth is?"
Yeah!
You grab just some random person. It's like, you mean head of the Knights Council, the Round Table, Anselm? Or I guess not head. Like, it's like one of the Round Table. That Anselm the Merciful Anselm.
Yeah, Lemmy.
You don't think this person recognizes you initially, and then sees the other three around you? Because to me, like, Cam's a little more nondescript than the four-armed robot man and Kana in particular. I think Hayes, I think Hayes is also like fairly nondescript. There's like a lot of Cambions and people from the Magnolia realms here as well, but those two are a little more like, oh yeah, okay. It's like, oh yeah, and they're a little starstruck for saying, oh yeah, it's. I think he's probably one of the ones set up in the stadium. They'll be like near the stage where they do like official announcement stuff. I'll bet, but like I haven't checked. But that's usually where like the councilmen set up their booths.
Great.
I hope that helps.
Thank you very much.
You can tell, and it's like kind of part of the culture of New Avalon in particular. Normally, you would think that this person might almost want a signature of some kind, like, can I get your autograph? But like, it's very like faux pas in New Avalon in particular to like ask someone famous like that. You're supposed to try and play it cool is like the norm, actually.
Cam will
They're
take
trying so
one.
hard to play cool.
Yeah, Cam will take a step. He'll look down at his drink, sigh, turn back around, and go, "Did you want an autograph?"
I mean, I wouldn't want to, but yeah, and he has like. What festival thing would he have? I think he has some kind of stuffed animal. It's a squiffin, like the squirrel griffins, but a little stuffed animal. And it's like, I don't, maybe this? And I'm going to say, you 100% know how to, with your sort of fishing magic, you could sew your name into this pretty quick, actually, with, like, fishing wire, effectively.
Cam will, he'll, rummage in his pack and, like, pull out a fishing line, and he'll look up at the guy and go, we have a lot of these on the boat. He'll, as he's essentially signing his name.
Here, stuffed animals?
No, the squiffins.
Oh, there's
That's in Hayes'
a lot
quarters.
of them here. Like, you know how pigeons and ravens will like definitely flock around a festival because food? There's quite a few squiffins around, just trying to get at people's food when they're not looking. They're not as bad as seagulls that'll like absolutely fight you for a hot dog, but they'll try and sneak one if you're not paying attention. Ajax, you've already had to shoo one off.
Yeah, they get real annoying on long voyages. You'd be surprised. We'll find them weeks in, hiding away in the hold.
That's so. You suddenly realize this guy had been standing there, and what looks like his child had just come back from a booth and is sitting there. Goes, "That's so cute. You have little fluffy. You have squiffins on the boat." This child did not have a problem recognizing you and is playing it significantly more cool than their parent.
Yeah, we get squiffins sometimes. Well, sometimes. All the time. They like
little girl's face lights
they like
up,
the
but,
little fish we catch off the side of the boat.
she seems to love this story. She's delighted.
Cam is done signing his name. He'll turn the rest of the beacons and go, anybody else want to add their signature?
Kana will joyfully smile, step forward with a big nod, and try to add his own as well.
Mm-hmm. I do think you
Cam
can
also
just do
he'll pull out like a
your own
fabric pen. He just
Yeah.
has a pen. Like, if you don't want to use the needle.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
And he'll just sign Kana in big letters with a little like flower at the end of the last A.
No.
And he'll hand it back and just go, in my tongue, my name means sunflower.
The little girl is now the one that you're handing it back to, and she is also delighted by that. She seems to be giggling and not saying as much now, but.
Listen, Kana love
And the other two of you, if you'd like to sign, you can. Oh, sorry.
Ajax would offer, but Ajax's signature is, let's see, I feel like it'd be block letters almost.
Right? It's like a typing font. It's so specific, like
yeah.
exact all the time.
Like,
Your signature is monospaced.
yeah, 100%.
He doesn't even need the pen. It's like a typewriter. Just like the pistons come out of Ajax. Go doop 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 doop.
I have a Google Docs open in my head. I just opened the font. It's Droid Sans is a font, and it's just like so
Droid
specific and like simple. I am now curious, just because everyone else has. What's Hayes' signature like? Does Hayes sign the
Yeah,
little?
I think Hayes will sign because even though it feels weird to them to like
Mm-hmm.
be like I'm signing a thing, they're like also like, wait, do I look like a jerk if I don't sign it for this kid if everyone else signed it? Frick. I think
I
really
will pass
only the
judgment,
first
probably.
letter of their name is legible, and the rest is kind of like just a scribble. Scribble.
Yeah, I don't know if Hayes has practiced their signature.
Nope. Definitely not.
I do find it funny that Kana apparently has, but it feels like Kana, just having lived a lot longer, is probably at some point been like, yeah, I'll get my signature down. People have told me I'm important. That makes sense.
Listen, someone told me it was a thing to practice, and that's all I had to say.
Uh-huh. It's like, yeah,
You
should
mean
practice
training?
writing
I got bored for
It
5
might even
years.
be an old calligraphy sort of way of like the way you sign your name is the way you wield a sword, or something like that. And then it's very cute. He adds a flower to the end of it. That's very fun. I like that. Yeah. You finish signing. And again, it is like part of the New Avalon culture that people aren't gonna like stop you for that. But you can always offer when you want to be nice to someone. And you now know where Anselm's booth probably is.
Well, Cam is definitely headed that way. Anybody else joining?
I'll trail along to see the big boss.
Oh, what the hell? Why not? Nothing better to do.
So you guys go through the front entrance to the stadium. Like you leave this building, you go, and it's a bit of a crowd. It's the entrance that you guys haven't normally taken because it is like for people who are going to view stuff at the stadium. But then it walks down onto the field. On the field, there is a stage with like a sound system set up, these crystals, stuff like that. There's not something going on the stage now, but there's clearly a microphone for like announcements. You know that there is a schedule, but it's pretty early in the day. They haven't like. There's other stages that do music in other places. This is for more like probably official events of some kind. But there are other booths around, and then you see one of them, the one you're looking for. Well, there's food, and then there's like information on like how to join the Knights. There's one that Anselm is sitting in a plexiglass box on a seat, and there's a target next to it, and he looks and sees you guys pretty early and goes. And you almost can't quite hear him from inside the box, but Cam, you know what he's saying is, "Told you'd find out."
Cam's got a big smile on his face now. And he goes, "This is definitely my favorite booth."
Anselm isn't the one at the front here, like he's the one in the box, but there is someone that you clearly have to talk to like participate in the dunk tank. That's something that you don't recognize. There is like a booth, and there are these. It's not a ball. It's not like squishy. It's almost like a dart that's not sharp. And there's a set of 3 sitting there, and there's also he's a beastkin. His clothing looks almost it's like black shadowy, but it's clearly not as substantial. They have like a big toothy grin as you approach, and Nick gives a dramatic bow. Beacons, welcome. Anselm told me that you would be coming, and he's looking at you in particular, Cam, even as he's addressing the rest of you.
How much is it per attempt?
Well, considering that all the funds go to supporting the Knights, it would seem a little odd for you to use the stipend you get from the Knights to pay the Knights. So you get 1 free attempt. After that, it's like 5 gold. Which, gold is like $1. So it's more expensive than like the funnel cake probably, but...
So we all get a free attempt, huh? And Cam is looking at the other beacons and goes, "We're all using that free attempt, right?"
I will only need 1.
Anselm can't hear you guys from this distance. It's like across the narrow part of the stadium. But he's like, now hold on, I didn't mean. But this guy's like, yes, of course, each of you get one, and he a big shit-eating grin. Of course, he said that the beacons get one attempt free. And he's like, wait, no, that's not. And he's ignoring him.
Ajax would lean over to Cam, and say, "I feel like this is your section of fun. I have an idea."
Oh, what's your idea?
I can make the water colder.
Do it.
And the little realm space recalculator will like spin a little bit. Ajax will like grab a section of water and like almost super chill it to where like it's almost like frosting the glass.
Yeah, I think in
underneath them.
physics you're effectively stopping it from moving, which is the equivalent of cold.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have that effect. You're clearly doing this, and Anselm, now you're right next to Tank, is like, that... Should he be allowed to? And the person running the booth is like, I don't see a problem. He's not messing with the target. Again, big shit, man.
Ref, do something!
And the rest of it, it's like, look, unless you think the beacons would be doing harm to you, good sir, which would be under your jurisdiction and not mine, he's not breaking any of the rules you have given me.
Ref, he's using fluid dynamics, please!
The booth runner turns to the three of you who are there. It's like, my name is Grim, by the way, Grim the Puckish. It is a pleasure to meet you.
And I you.
Thank you, Grim.
Yeah. Grimm for the note taker in the corner. Yeah. The Puckish.
Why does that sound familiar?
Shush.
Hmm.
Is that an
It's defensive left side. I get to do what I want. Now, as he introduces himself, says, however, was also requested to give a small twist. You see him sort of flick his wrist and creates 3 of these same darts. It's like, if we're going to give you each a chance, and we're going to allow you to mess with the tank, I think it's only fair that I'm allowed to potentially interfere.
Seems fair.
reasonable.
We can't... The rules are there's no physical contact, but I get a throw when you get a throw.
Okay.
Shall we?
Who's up first?
You will each have 2 difficulties to overcome if you want to use a skill or title to do so.
Okay.
I'll go first so we can see what his interceding will look like, because I don't think Hayes has a very good arm anyways. So
Yeah.
I mean, can you see that fuck swing? I don't know, dog.
I mean, I think I have a strong arm. I don't think I have like a good aim.
Alright, fair enough.
If there's a skill that would help you, you are definitely allowed to evoke it to try and counter these.
I don't really.
difficulties.
I don't think of anything personally.
All right, then
Need that,
roll a d20.
that hammer
2d6.
game with the bell at the
and
top
minus-
for Hayes.
Ah,
True. Okay, so D20 minus the higher of 2d6?
yeah, minus the highest of the 2.
That's gonna be a -3.
You, because it is low, I don't think even your stated goal of figuring out how it interferes happens.
Yeah.
You go to throw, and his hand goes back like he's gonna throw something, and then he just watches as your first attempt goes wide, and your second attempt doesn't quite make it, and then your third attempt goes over the target, and just
You're
Well,
lucky,
who's next?
Anselm.
does.
You're lucky.
Anselm didn't seem bothered.
His smile drops as Kana steps up next.
Shall I?
Of course,
Uh,
Kana.
I would like to use my Student of the Sundancer technique skill, as those weapons do include ranged weapons, even though I never use them.
Yeah, especially throwing darts, because again, it's effectively like a throwing dart, but blunted, so it doesn't like cut through somebody.
Oh, if I win this, I know what I do. I 100% know what I do if I win this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got rank 3 in that, so it'll cancel out 2
So you
difficulty
get
and
one-
give me an accuracy. Oh, sorry,
get
no.
one
Wait.
accuracy.
Yeah. That's how that works.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what, yep.
Yeah. Never mind. That's exactly how it works. 26.
Oh,
Damn.
God.
Maximum
rolled
damage. So, Kana, I think that you, without actually seeing this guy throw these, you understand the game immediately, and you do not decide to do this one at a time, or like wait. You also prepare to throw these in rapid succession, as he clearly is about to.
Oh, it's
You throw the
actually
first dart.
it's even better
Oh, yeah,
than
yeah,
that.
sorry.
Kana has the one dart in his hand and is like eyeing the target, like closing an eye to look at Anselm for a moment, and is like trying to get a good sense of it. And then eventually, like as he sees Grim like ready to like throw against him, flicks his hands suddenly, and rather than one dart, there's one in between each finger. The rest of them all made of hard light. Third dance, Oleander Dervish, and then throws them at one time.
In response, you watch him with the 3 in the one hand throw them to deflect them, and then his left hand comes up and he throws 3 more that you did not see. However, I think that you anticipate at least something like this. It's like a pool game mid-air, these darts pinging off of each other, as two, I'm going to say all 3 of your the darts you were handed, these sort of ivory, like unsharpened darts, all still manage to hit the target as your hard light darts intercept all 6 of his.
He's doing the Uchiha Kunai trick.
This is just 2 people doing the
Where the fuck
Uchiha
is the ref?
Kunai trick at the same time against each other, just and all 3 hit, and Anselm goes into the drink. Look, you live up to every reputation, Kana.
You flatter me with your praise, friend. It looks over towards the
Of
tank.
course.
Like, sees Anselm in the water still and just... No hard feelings, yes?
I don't have any hard feelings to you. And he looks to Ajax, shivering.
You know, like one of those like what are they? The emergency blankets that are like really metallic
Yeah.
and help reflect
Yeah.
the heat. Ajax will float one over to him.
It's like, it's fun. And he, you see him reset the seat and sort of just lightly hop up through the water. He basically air dries himself with like a gust of wind that launches him up. His hair is all a mess, as is his beard. He's fine though. I assume you're going to keep it cold and Cam's going to take a shot?
Yeah, Cam will look at Ansem and go, now that you're nice and dry, I guess it's my turn.
Yeah. He looks like he's trying not to smile and be grumpy, but he does find this amusing. Yeah, all right. And he sits up there. Grim's
And
like, oh, yes.
Oh, go ahead.
No, he's just, oh, yes, of course. And he resets.
Yeah, and I'll use my furthest cast in the west. Which will cancel out the difficulty, so I just get the 1d20.
Yeah, go for it.
That's a nat 20.
Damn.
And Cam, he knows he doesn't have, like, the precision to necessarily, like, dodge the darts that Grim is going to throw. So he's arcing back. He's just throwing these as hard as he can, one by one. His goal is to just throw them fast enough to where Grim can't throw fast enough.
Yeah, I think that you see that Grim did not anticipate the amount of oomph you would put behind this. And perhaps you even, because it's like a very precise cast, you've even put like your aim a little bit to the left so that when it hits it from the left, it doesn't really knock it off target much. And so he gave it as strong of a throw as you think that this man can make it, and it barely changed the trajectory of what you threw as you just give this thing a fastball, just a heater into it. Despite this being blunt, you see it dig into the target as this thing goes over,
Straight
and Ansel goes to drink
gas.
again, and just. And he's sitting there, butt in the water, like it kind of comes up to here, so he's just got like.
Cam's gonna like he's tossing one of the other ones and he goes, I still get these other 2 throws, yeah?
Unfortunately, he did specify in the rules that you only get to dunk him once per attempt if you succeed.
Ah. A
Besides,
shame.
I don't think he will reset until after you have given me the other darts.
So you're telling me that if I keep these darts, he stays in the water?
Alright, well Cam will hand the darts back.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you see the one that you threw sort of disintegrates, and Grim makes another and puts the 3 down. Well, thank you for participating. And as you see, you guys have demonstrated there wasn't much activity here, but now more people have sort of followed you in without trying to be weird about it, and now there's a line. Like, always a pleasure to test the skills of our beacons.
Cam is gonna go like I guess across like the festival aisle so he's not
Yeah.
right next to the booth, and he's gonna pull out his little fishing stool. He's got like a little folding stool, and he's just gonna set it and sit down and go, you guys keep going. I think I'll stay here for a while.
Yeah. Do you want it to be where the darts are thrown from on like one side, or next to Anselm's boot, like the dunk tank itself?
Ooh.
I think he's across. He's like across the way, so Anselm can see him, but probably like not talk to him. He's just like out of.
Well, yeah, that means that you're where the booth is, because that's like it's across the way, and there's like.
Yeah.
It also means that you can just talk shit about Anselm to Grim, where he can hear you, and also pretend to not hear him when he talks back the same way Grim is doing. Like you can talk shit the whole time.
Yeah, so Cam's he's just gonna lounge there on his little folding stool, just sipping his drink.
It has become something of a cordial, I think, at this point.
I think if Ajax is taking their turn, I feel like Ajax would try and throw, like almost curveball it. Like throw it with just a shit ton of spin, and at that angle to where like the actual fins will grab the air and like bring it back towards.
Yeah, roll for it then. Again,
my thought is unique neural pathways to actually get that to actually fucking work.
Okay, I think I can see the vision
it'd
here.
be more of like an unconventional approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd bring it back down to a flat roll, and my dice decided to say goodbye. That is a 17.
17. Yeah, that's a success. I think with a 17, the first one you do, like, you put a curve on it, and it clearly throws Grim off, but it's like too much of a curve, and it actually like pings off the side of the dunk tank. And so the second one, you're like, I understand it now, and you throw the other 2 with this curve, and so Grim tries to knock them both off course, but it is enough of a weird direction, and he sort of looks at you as Anselm dunks. He's not even looking at Anselm anymore. It's like, fascinating. I'll have to practice that, see if I can recreate it.
Given like the slightest like tick, Ajax would go into like trying to explain it, and like, yeah, if you give it like this many rotations per minute.
Oh, I understand. Like, you're midway trying to explain. It's like, no, I understand. I saw. I was quite clever.
Gratitude.
And you see his like extremely large yellow eyes that are less watching everything all the time. Like, yeah, no, I understood exactly what you did.
I understand it now.
Yeah. You taught me. Yeah, you understand it now. But I think this is a wonderful moment as Ajax at the front of this long line of people who are now going to pay to try and dunk one of the. You see, there's a sheet where it's like which one of the members of the round table are going to be there at any given time. You just got here early enough to get Anselm. He's going to be here near the end of the day as well. So they're all lining up. Anselm's time is almost done. And I think that's a great time for us to go on a quick break. Thank you everyone for watching so far. We will be back in about 10 minutes. So my players can take a quick break to drink, use the restroom, and we will be back to playing more in this wonderful magical carnival. See ya. Hello Twitch, thank you for staying with us. We are back from break to Knights of New Avalon. Before the break, our beacons were enjoying the Festival of the Dawn Realm. The festival celebrating the heroes and the people that created the first 3 realms that survived after the shattering of reality, way in the past. And speaking of, we see some or all of our heroes as they decide, walking through the festival in a slightly different section. There's more arts here, you could say. There's still food around, there's still, a certain number of games, but what's in front of you is a set of crystal projectors that are creating a 3D image, and you see 2 mages working them, telling the story of how New Avalon was saved. There is a mage as we are partway through this story, in like the wide wizard's hat, like witch's hat sort of looking deal, and like a robe, and it is a stylized recreation of this, straining under a massively complex spell. Runes in intricate rings around them as they are falling to their knees with the weight of the bubble that they are maintaining around a single magical building, a college of other mages that do not know how to help. And as it fades, a set of knights wandering into the Aether Wild, not knowing the nature of the Aether at this point, and struggling against a constantly roiling sea of Aetherlings and chaos. It's a story you are all familiar with, and it is the reason why the knights and the wizards are seen as are so revered as institutions, and it's sort of the myth that they tell themselves that is somewhat true, mostly true. Those of you that are historians probably would know the more intricate details behind it, or if you knew a historian, they would be able to tell you. Yeah, that's what this particular booth is doing. It's just sort of telling that story. You know that they were doing others before and after of just either fictional or real narratives of heroes, villains, magic, that sort of thing. Yeah, are all of you there? Are some of you staying in other places or doing other things? The space is yours.
I think Hayes
sorry.
is. Mhm.
No, please.
Well, I was. I think Hayes is definitely the type of person to like, linger and watch this
Mhm.
performance, despite knowing exactly how the story goes
Yeah,
and having heard it many times.
and this is definitely the like the kid book version. Like
Right.
this is not the full intricate details of it. Yeah. I do think that they don't have sound to these crystals, so it is like the 2 mages are doing the voices, so it is a little bit like that.
Yeah. Hayes is definitely easily entertained and will linger as the group drifts on, and then go to catch up as people move along past this booth.
I think Kana's also kind of drifted from the group a little bit, less to like anywhere specific, but more just in the general sense of like wide-eyed wandering around and looking at all the sights and sounds and smells. Probably going to try more varieties of meat, but otherwise it's just like moving around. I mean, obviously we've talked about, and I think I know where he'll end up stopping, but I don't think we need to worry about him getting there yet. So I think for now he's just kind of roaming around, keeping an eye on things, and kind of seeing what trouble he can get into, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Sure. Before engaging with most of that, Ajax and Cam?
Yeah, Cam is just hanging out by the dunk tank, just lounging in his chair, sipping on his drink, just watching his friends get dunked. I think every once in a while, if people haven't been dunked in too long, Cam will actually go up and go again.
If they're getting too comfortable.
Exactly,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Cam's
I
like,
think
that
that
guy's
right
looking a little
now-
too dry.
Yeah, I think that the instance of that we see is one of the other Knights of the Round is Zephyr the Arcanic, is also one of the like the lead deans of the Wizard College, but specifically in like battle magic, like that's his specialty. So he kind of does double duty on that. He is a. I was trying to think. It looks very wizardly. Like it's not like this massive presence the way Anselm is. He is wearing like a robe, although it's clearly not his nicest one, and he doesn't
Oh
seem to
wait,
be as.
Foxy, are we still at
kind.
intermission?
Mm,
I can't hear you,
I
Foxy.
don't think so.
No, we shouldn't be.
Okay.
I see us on stream.
Yeah, we're live.
Okay. All
Oh,
good.
dude,
then. My stream,
Dude,
I guess,
don't
is like
scare me like that. Fuck.
I
my
had a
stream-
little heart attack. Like,
I went
don't
back to
remember
the
everything I said.
I went back to the screen. It still said intermission. I guess mine just like froze or something.
Fuck, dude. Oh,
Oh shit.
All
Hey.
good.
Thank you,
I
Flock
was gonna
Obama.
say, I could have sworn I have the stream open. I could have sworn I saw us waiting.
Yeah, okay.
But then I was like, wait, now I
Excuse us.
don't know.
Excuse us. Zephyr the Arcane, this very wizardly person, is clearly not in his nicest like suit or robes, and is being a lot less friendly about it than, say, Anselm was. Like he's not mean. He's just clearly more genuinely grumpy and like doesn't want to be here. Yeah, you can definitely step up. I don't think Grim like he's gonna charge you, but he's also not gonna contest you, so you can dunk him pretty easy. He won't make you roll for it. I think this is probably someone that neither you nor Anselm particularly likes, but Anselm works with him.
Yeah, Cam. I mean, I don't even think Cam says anything. He just kind of
Takes
goes
you-
up, pays.
You're like, hey, person in line, do you mind if I cut? And they're like, yes, you famous person, you're allowed to cut.
Yeah,
$5.
Cam will turn to Grim and be like, I feel like it's been a while since I've seen somebody get dunked, so I thought I'd, step up again.
It's like, yeah, it's for whatever reason people are having a harder time dunking on Zephyr. I wonder why. Like he seems to, I wonder why. And Zephyr is particularly good at extremely subtle, like redirecting of space. So you wonder if maybe he's doing something. And I'm not gonna make you
Raph,
roll
do
for it, but
something.
you can tell it.
Just
Raph,
Raph, do
do
something.
something.
He's manipulating the area.
The problem is I don't think you or Grim can actually tell if he is or not. It's just the question you have to have in the back of your head because he's so good at being that subtle. But
Yeah, I think Cam will dunk him and then, just kind of look at him and shrug.
yeah, definitely doesn't seem happy about it, but just mutters under his breath.
Just giving him another fastball.
Manipulate this.
you do not want to throw this pitch. My cousin threw this pitch, and now he's a beacon. You do not want to throw this pitch.
Yeah. Ajax, how about you? Where you at?
I feel like Ajax got lost somewhere.
Yeah. That's fair.
Like
Distracted is probably the right
like,
word. Ajax knows where he is.
Yeah, he knows where he is, but like
He knows where he is.
he doesn't know where everyone else is, and
Uh-huh.
like he's like, everyone kind of just split off to do their own thing, and I didn't. But I know where I am. Where's everyone else? And let's see. I feel like Ajax has just been trying a bunch of the different like games and stuff of like in like tests of skills.
Yeah, you see quite a few different ones. There's ones that are clearly more little
Mhm.
kid games, like the little fishing rod with the magnet type deal. There's ring
Mhm.
tosses. There's skeet ball. There's, uh, I think one that you find most amusing is one where it's not really a game as much as you're supposed to stand on like a pad, and the person who's running is like, I bet I can guess your weight within so many pounds, and your
Mhm.
armor throws their guess off dramatically.
Yeah. Um. Let's see. I feel like.
Was there anything in particular that maybe Ajax would have found interesting?
Um. Let's see. The only
If
thing
you
that
need a minute,
kind
we
of
can.
comes to
Oh, no, go.
mind would be the Reborn Hamlet booth,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
I don't know if you have an idea of what that would be or entail.
Yeah, I think this is more of a like it's selling trinkets and stuff. It's in the artist area, so I think you may see Hayes at some point, as Hayes is definitely in that area.
Hmm.
And it is I don't have a name for this particular reborn, so if you have one to throw out immediately, but it is someone who is specialized in making this basically like magical 3D printer for uh like the sort of hard plastic that a lot of reborn have around them, and is making various like bits of jewelry that also function as like key holders, or like the spell holder for people's like communications devices, or things like that. It like helps make custom like arcane like doodads, lights, sound
Hmm.
makers, things like that.
The little,
uh
the little fidget toys.
yeah, oh, for sure, some of
Uh,
those. I think one is like a little disc that you can throw out like a frisbee, but it goes to only like a bit and then comes directly back to you very gently. Stuff like that.
yeah.
The attraction of the booth is this like big scrolling menu. Uh, we will say it is.
Yeah, I can't.
I think their
the
name is Fabric, as in
The name is
fabricator.
James Workshop.
Ah! Workshop. No, I think it's fabricator or fabric.
Fabric
I think that
works.
several of the not reborn here that know him just call him Fab. Or them Fab. I think
Fab.
that's a them. That's a them. Them Fab.
Do not ask this motherfucker to tailor anything. You got
That-
the wrong guy.
I think it's right. I think that they yeah, like they have this extremely big like sort of scrolling digital menu that you can like roll this wheel to be like, what weird thing, whatever like tiny little trinket someone has made amongst the reborn, he can like, or they can recreate right here. And so
Mhm.
Fab is just having a good time sort of chatting with people. Anytime the machine needs a special like material or a little tune up, or someone asks him, is this possible, is that possible? Like, yeah, they got it.
Mhm.
They recognize you and just give a nod. Is there like a
Yeah.
trinket you're looking at, or
Ajax would see if there's a trinket of the realm space recalculator, and if he's been able to like recreate it, or if it's been too difficult for him.
I think that there's a limit to amount of power that they'll put into any of these
Yeah.
trinkets. So
Yeah,
like
it's
that's
like
a little
like-
too complicated.
It's just the little like gears that'll rotate, but it
Yeah,
can't
that
actually
they
like
can
do
fully
much.
do. Fab can
Yeah.
do that, and I think that even Fab, they go, oh, I actually got a new little plate that I've been working on for your recalculator.
uh Ajax like on their display, eyebrows just like appear and raise up.
Yeah, here, let me actually do it in a reborn sort of like, yes, I've been studying the gear shift that you're using for that. I thought that was very interesting. However, it's maybe not as sleek as it could be. And put something in there, and it is just like a plate that goes over it that now sort of matches the rest of you, because before it was a little more like exposed. It's a plate that fits into the gears perfectly, so that, and it has like little divots for like fingers to grab onto easily, so you can still rotate it just as nicely.
Okay.
And like a sort of a little, almost like a lens cover that you'd get, like a phone carrying case, but for the recalculator.
Yeah.
Just, I thought that might be befitting of a beacon.
Agreement. Gratitude.
Gratitude in return. It You see it fabricate the device he's using, and it is almost like laser printing it, sort of layer by layer. But you see
Mm-hmm.
to your magic eyes, it's basically evoking the arcanic symbol of this material and just like manifesting it and then solidifying it with a decent amount of mana requirement. There's a massive band battery in there.
I imagine it's kind of similar to the Subnautica fabricator.
Yeah, a little. Pops out, it's like steams a bit. You can easily fit it.
Yeah. Ajax will fit it on, and it'll like rotate on its own as it like kind of clicks into place and like sinks in just that little bit. And it is like, I imagine there's still like that seam almost of like it popping out just that little bit, but like it still matches the curve of like his breastplate and stuff.
There. The device you created was quite ingenious, but a certain amount of style is appropriate.
He said you have no swag.
It didn't match the elegance of the armor you wear.
Affirmative. I was having a bit of difficulty in the matching the flow of the plates.
It does seem to be something that it takes a while for us to learn, after practicality is personality, as Builder would say.
Ajax doesn't really have like the words to like explain. They just nod, just like, yeah.
And it's actually in this moment, Ajax, you feel like you remember something, but you don't know what it is. There's something about the crowd. There's something about talking with someone about style or a sense of self. Or maybe it's the smells, but you don't really smell, but you're still processing like smells. Your new sort of mouth you've built sort of gives you that ability more. You remember having 2 arms instead of 4. And so you think maybe it's before you modified yourself. And then it's earlier. Just a flash of something before you were reborn. A crowd, a festival, and it's gone.
Ajax would in that like flash try and reach out, like almost like literally like his arms like reaches up to like try and grab at what he just felt and saw. And I feel like visually they are almost taken aback in that moment. Like it wasn't like, I feel like it's obvious of just like something hit them that wasn't physically here.
Yeah.
And Ajax would probably actually take out like an actual book and write down physically of what he could like try and recall. Yeah, of that impression. Rather than like noting it like in
mentally,
like, you know, his notes app, you know, shit like that, and actually have it on a physical piece of paper.
If it sparks joy, I think that almost writing it down in that book feels more physical because the memory feels more physical than your mechanical body.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
you put
absolutely.
down details of like there's little flashes of clothing and smells that you sort of recognize. Like there was something
Mhm.
spiced and sweet, and it was
Mm-hmm.
colder, like little things like that. And you can like fill in those details. But it is just like
Yeah.
a single moment in a crowd where you're not sure where or why.
If there was like any iconography or like any symbol,
Mhm.
Ajax would absolutely try and recreate that as best as he can.
Yeah, I think there was a sign, like again for a stall. It was some kind of stall,
Mhm.
and it was. You think maybe it was like jewelry or something? Like maybe it was something of like someone giving you a little trinket of some kind, maybe triggered it. But you don't know what it is yet. You're just trying to recreate it.
Mhm. I feel like if you
If
don't
you,
mind me,
yeah, you go.
yeah, if like you don't mind me describing it, I feel like it is um like the Full Metal Alchemist
Mm-hmm.
symbol, like the alchemy symbol, but it is a phoenix of just like this almost contorting shape um of this
Yeah,
bird with two wide wings that kind of fill out the rest into a circle, kind of
mm,
silhouette.
yeah. If you could do me a favor and write that down so I can write it down later. I don't stick to it at
Absolutely.
the moment. Perfect. Yeah, and like there's language next to it that you don't quite remember what it was saying. Like that part, the way like if you read a book in a dream, that's nonsense. But
Mhm.
that symbol you
It's
got.
like AI generated kind of text. Like
Uh,
it
in this
has
case,
the
almost
vibe
literally,
of
you're like that's what your
letters.
brain is doing. It.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the moment I think we leave you in for a minute, and we can return to that in a second. Uh,
Mhm.
Kana, you're also kind of lost, or Hayes, do one of you two want to go next?
I'm fine with leaving it to you, friend, if you got somewhere to be.
Um, I was gonna find one of you guys, so you can
I do think
go
Ajax would be
first in
closest
that
if you
case.
could sense where he's at, like, or look for him, and you know where Cam is, like for sure. But if you want to find
Yeah.
Kana, uh,
Pull up the Life 360.
I mean, either way,
and I do think you would be uniquely skilled at sensing where your friends are, since your like soul magic is so empathetic that way.
I also think like, well, even though Kana is short, so he won't like stand out in a crowd. I think he'll still stand out in a crowd. Um,
Yeah,
so I think after, I imagine Hayes showed up maybe like midway through the story.
yeah,
They've watched to the end, and then they've watched the beginning back to the part where they showed up,
yeah.
because they want to get the full experience, you know? Gotta watch the whole thing. Can't just skip the beginning. But now that they've looped back around to that midpoint where they showed up, they'll drift away and
Mm.
float over to where Kana is.
Yeah, I think it takes you a minute
Oh, tap tap on the shoulder.
to sense. What is Kana in the middle of doing? You think just randomly? Is it food still? It's probably food.
I think it's more of just like, I think he's been like calmly sipping the tea he got and has been just like
Mm.
walking around taking in the sights. So I think if anything, it's more just like, yeah, idly just kind of walking around, getting an eye on
Yeah,
things, seeing where people there are, you know?
I think there's a stage here for music. I think that's. I like the idea that
Yeah.
that's where they found you. And right now is playing, and I'm making sure I have my notes here. Yeah, there's some kind of like heavy on the electric guitar band that you do not recognize because I don't know if Kana is like up on current music in
Nope.
New Avalon. Uh,
But yeah, I think he's kind of just like idly standing there, kind of sipping his tea and like enjoying the sights and sounds and kind of looking around and then looks over and just kind of sees Hayes and just, ah, friend Hayes, hello.
What's this?
Music, I believe.
yeah, it's a single music performer who is using magic to have other instruments being played. It's Culmination Crim.
kind of
Cool.
turns his head and just, their technique is impressive, though the sound is new to me.
You've never heard anything like this in all your many years?
I cannot say I have. Perhaps I was not paying attention enough.
If it sparks joy, I think that Kana, having seen live music of this, possibly heard a recording, but live music, there is a lot of magical technique that's going into doing this. Quite a lot of mana behind it, actually, like an impressive amount. Yeah. Mostly for volume. It seems like they are amplifying the sound with how much mana they're pumping through these instruments.
He'll
Cool.
turn. Have you been enjoying your time at the festival?
Yeah. What about you?
Indeed. This has been a wonderful experience. So many new things. So many new foods.
Did you get your fill?
Perhaps. We will have to see.
Of course.
Have you seen the others recently?
I'm sure Cam is still at the dunk booth, but I'm not quite sure where Ajax drifted off to. I can find him if you need.
I hope they are enjoying themselves is all. No need. I am happy you are here with me.
Indeed. Should we dance?
I would love to.
Jammies.
Yeah, and I think he'll just spin around
Definitely-
for a while and have a good time with his friend.
Yeah, the music is pretty good for fast dancing here. And there's another track and another, and you can do this for quite a while if you'd like.
Lots of spins!
And there is a space here for it, and I think that people sort of give you guys space as you are quite energetic, you could say.
Gee. Well, yeah, I think, I can't imagine there's too much more Kana really has to urgently do. I think he's happy just hanging out here for a while. The stage seems like a place where interesting and important things are happening, so I think he's going to hang out here for a while and see what else is going on.
I think at this stage, there's definitely mostly music, but there's actually like multiple stages here, and so when this goes quiet to sort of change the artist and like change all the equipment, there is another stage at the other side of this smaller space. This is probably a good ways to the south of where the main stadium is, in its own little square. On the other stage, you see instead of music, there is a kind of performance. Kana, you recognize the kind of performance, although you do not recognize the performers.
He kind of turns his head and just, oh, over there, a showing. Should we investigate?
Yeah, let's. I imagine by this point, Hayes has been trying to keep up with Kana's dance energy and quickly got dizzy. So they are happy for the break.
Yeah, the stage. It looks like someone has created it out of marble and hard light magic that is quite similar to Kana's. You can see it's a form of high magic, although each mage has a slightly different sort of color or shaping technique. And this one seems quite different than Kana's, as Kana, you'd recognize it as a artist's version of this shaping as opposed to a warrior's. It has a lot more fine details in a lot of the shapes that are not, but they would shatter in a minute if you were to attack them. It is not meant for durability and sharpness, but for intricacy. Much like the two wizards with the crystals, there are a certain number of players who are creating these shapes and getting ready for a performance. There are places to sit, mostly like little floor cushions on, again, what looks like they have in some way fabricated stone to make very slightly elevated spots for these.
Yeah, I think Kana, his eyes almost light up, maybe even, well up a little, and just, I have not seen folk of my home in many moons. Could we been a while.
Oh, certainly. I love watching shows like this.
And yeah, he'll scoot his way to the front as best as he can and just like sit down, cross-legged, hands on his knees, very excited.
Remind me, amongst Kadrasi, how tall is Kana comparatively? Is he extra short, extra tall for his?
Pretty short. They don't get too
Yeah,
much taller
so-
than him, but he's pretty short even for Kadrase.
Yeah, the size range isn't very big, like very wide, but he is still at the lower end of it. So, Hayes, to your eyes, there's 3 Kadrasi that are maybe a bit bigger than Kana, like not really. Clearly not as, let's say, muscular or powerful. Like Kana, despite not being very tall or even very large, is clearly built like a warrior.
I'm dense.
Yeah, where one of the performers, or no, 2 of the performers clearly are built like dancers. They're very lean and still very graceful, and another clearly a mage in that they are making a lot of these structures and is making an environment for the other 2. You see them making out of this hard light what looks like almost like the top of a floating island, although it's very small to fit on stage. Like it's clearly meant to do that. And then like very small, so meant to be looking distant, little also floating islands with architecture and statuary on them in this environment. And you can tell it's very artsy. Even you can tell it's very artsy constructs because there's even like clouds that have the texture of clouds made out of this, like they're cottony. Grass moves even though it's mostly made out of the same color. Things flex in a way that feels very natural as this like environment artist is building. The 2 dancers come to the front, and here, on the anniversary of the heroes that have saved us from the Aether Sea, we are here to perform for you the story of our founding. Much like the heroes, the beacons that created New Avalon, we ourselves have a tale of legend, a tale of heroes. And so, for such, we would like a volunteer of the most heroic among you to participate. I want to know if either of you decide to volunteer for that.
Hayes will elbow Kana, but I'm not volunteering.
It kind of doesn't like jump up. Regardless, I think Hayes, you would be aware enough of people that you're like, they look to Kana pretty quickly, both as a Kadrasi at pretty close to the front row, but also you wonder if they don't recognize
Probably.
you two.
Oh no!
As they
hoisted
look
by my
around
own
and-
petard.
Some people do sort of volunteer. It's like, while we would love many of the volunteers, we do believe that perhaps one of our own beacons who are here with us today should play the role of the beacon of the story. And holds a hand out to you 2, or sort of gestures to you 2 at the front. Which, they're giving a little bit of leeway if Hayes wants to instead, but...
I think it would be very fitting if it were to be Kana.
Kana stands up, looks left and right, and realizes there are far more eyes on him than he originally planned. Okay. Certainly. I would be honored.
Right. The beacon Kana of our own
Kana
people.
will remember this.
Like, has faced dangerous foes through the many realms, and yet bashful in front of a crowd. Do not worry, Sir Beacon. We will be telling the story. You must simply follow along. Come, and gestures up.
They'll gingerly step up. That much I can do. Certainly.
And bring you to the top of this like floating island, which as you stand on it, you're like, oh yeah, this feels, again, at a level of fidelity that you could do, you just don't specialize in. The ground feels like dirt beneath your feet in places, or like stone where it's meant to be. And you would, I think, even recognize it as this almost miniaturized toy version of the sort of like central capital island of your realm. where they hold the realm crystal. Although the building that now holds it is not there, it's an older version, because you know this story well. I do. Ah, yes. So, this is the story of the beacon Daltor. And they go into the story that the Kadrasi once lived amongst the floating islands above a mountain range above an ocean. They were... I'm going out of character here because I cannot tell the whole story exactly as they would. They were quite isolated, not necessarily out of choice, but just out of where they lived. And being so long-lived, they often didn't really notice when other empires rose and fell around them. That was maybe why they were more aware of the world crashing down from the other end of the planet. They do have to explain what a planet is, too. Even all of you who have never understood the concept of a spherical thing in space and everything is connected, you could just walk there. There's no chaos. It's like they have to explain the world building of a regular world. And it seems like the realm collapsed from the other end of it, and in a wave, their powerful and most wisest mages saw it coming. They had like an hour. They had more time than anyone else did to prepare. And so there was a short council amongst the leaders of the Kadrasi. Daltor being not the most prominent of them, but the most heroic. He was not their first beacon, but the first that they remember now. During arguments and debates that shortened their mere hour of time closer and closer, he simply stood and said, "You can decide what we do as a people, but for me, I will save us that we can make that choice." And I do think, Kana, you don't need to be prompted too much with that, although you can see, and as they sort of subtly point down, the words you need to say become imprinted on the ground in front of you, to try and lead you along.
Thank God, a prompter.
Yes, exactly. And the two dancers are sort of, and I think the Kadrasi way of telling stories that instead of like a chorus, like a Greek chorus, these two dancers are creating these masks to represent different characters, but they are gracefully dancing around into different positions with different masks to represent where different people are. They leave an almost shimmering after image of a character for them to step into to become that character, so that you can kind of track where they're going and what they're doing, like how they're telling this story. This is when they prompt you to sort of step forward, or step to one side of the island, where you recognize the Realm Crystal building would be now, in this, again, miniaturized version. Do you have thoughts on how this hero may have prepped for this oncoming wave of chaos?
I imagine it's very straightforward. It's a manner similar to kind of like Kana's own preparations for battle. It's a lot of just like internal focus and centering oneself and aligning with one's purpose. The Kadrasi are always a people of purpose, so I think their preparations are much less like physically readying their body and more just centering their spirit. A reminder that like this is what they are called to do. This is their path.
Yeah, and I think as you're stepping forward, one of the dancers like subtly whispers in your ear, "We're going to need you to hold up quite a lot of mana for this performance. Are you ready?"
Most certainly.
Yeah. I do think, in the spirit of some of these other things, I would like you to roll for this, but you do have whatever, like, advantages you want to add, or accuracies you want to add.
I've got my overwhelming font of high magic.
Yeah, I think that's very appropriate.
So I've got to roll with an accuracy.
I feel like very few things would be more fitting.
Listen, sometimes they just work. I got a 16 on my D20 and a 4 on my D6 for a dirty 20.
Yeah, solid 20. That's a crit. you get the sense that they're used to people who are not like actually that skilled, and this is just them trying to brace you. And you also see the sort of environment architect. You feel this well up within him as he's about to make something more than you think he normally does, rising to the challenge that they can feel within you, the amount of power you have. So you still center yourself almost like battle, and he creates a visual metaphor for this chaos of this wave, this impossible, like, he's using perspective, but this massive wave of high magic roiling like something between smoke and an explosion and the ocean itself. You reach out and hold it up in this dome over the island. He's clearly shaping it, but he is leaning on you, and you overwhelm it. You don't break the illusion, you follow direction, but you can sort of decide a lot more about this illusion than I think they were prepared for.
I think the Kadrase are a people where, because of the nature of our lives and the way we see stories, everything is allegorical. Stories often weave into each other. A tale about one event, really a tale about 4 different events, even though they all, And so I think Kana, in like understanding that tradition, is going to like, as he holds up this wave of aether ahead of him, he's gonna like reach out a hand, press forward, and like close his fist, and like as he lets it go, kind of rising up out of the ground in hard light in front of him is this broad-bladed two-handed sword with an extra handle in the middle and Kadrase runes written down the middle of it. A blade that no Kadrase has seen in several thousand years. And he just clutches it in both hands.
And I think those runes, the echoes of them, are shown in the dome that you're creating, and you can tell the architect isn't doing this. And the dancers even pause for a minute seeing it, like they are still professionals, but clearly it takes them off their stride for just a moment. That if you were not in this construct of high magic, I don't know that you would notice, but you feel their intents and their magic so much more, and they are shocked and surprised and now lean on you rather than you leaning on them like they expect. Their high magic, if you'll let me, feels more, not direct, more specific than yours. You've always described Kana's as like joyful and in some ways chaotic because it shifts. They are giving you this, effectively this platform for this chaos to flourish as opposed to trying to contain it. And so the dome you create flashes and swirls and spikes against the calmness of the shape inside, and is more aether-like than I think even the architect could manage as these runes spread. And perhaps only you and them, and if there are others who are familiar with Kadrasi like storytelling, know that the runes talk of the first beacon before Daltor. The dome and the island are also a story of the third beacon that established a lot of the Kadrasi government as it stands now, and that it is all, to them, the same story of beacons. They continue as you hold this up and talk of the Kadrasi who, instead of sending someone out to find a crystal, they actually, for a while, and it was tradition until more recently, basically had a rotating cast of mages that were creating, like, manifesting a high magic crystal. And that order is a little bit like the origin of the Kadrasi, like, magical school. Is, yes, when you are the best one, you are in charge of making sure that rotation stays. They now have a crystal, and those mages have other duties, but that is like the beginnings of those things. And it's a lot of detail the story doesn't go into. It just talks of the council being awed by Daltor's both power and direct nature of intent to save and let others deliberate. Fell in line with his duty and decided, we will sacrifice ourselves doing this because he has sacrificed so much to do what he has done. Because Daltor was never the same afterwards. It strained him in a way that he was still there. He was still a leader, but he was no longer the warrior he used to be. And for that, all of the Ald Isles are eternally grateful. And when Kadrasi says they are eternally grateful, they mean it. Was there any other sort of details about the end of the story or other like fun flavors that you think would be in there?
None as far as the story goes. I mean, I think there's certainly like attention given to like at least in some cases to the history of like what happened to the All Dials and the aftermath of like the separation of the realms, and like, you know, I think we'll talk about, I'm sure we'll talk about more in the future, obviously. And I think that like Kana doesn't necessarily have anything more to add. It's just meant to kind of be like this like central figure that's like present for the rest of the story. Again, the idea is that like if the story is around the general concept of beacons, that Kana sort of place in this story is meant to be like central and very, very stoic. It's kind of like they recount the ages. And I think while he's not really gonna say anything, I think that like after a while, especially as they talk more about the Great War and about other things, I think Kana cries a bit. I think there's a single tear that pours from one of his eyes, just pride and happiness on his face to be holding this sword and to be like seen doing it.
The story is finished in a sort of Kadrasi fashion. Like you said, they are telling multiple stories, really, but if you're not familiar, you might not really pick up on that. There's singing, there's the chorus, there's sort of like a recounting of, and thus it is, in almost like not like a biblical fashion, but a little bit of like, and this is the line of things that happened before and since. And eventually they sort of put the island back down. There's no more dome, like a lot of those constructs go away, and they're basically putting this away so that the music can start again afterwards. But before you leave, and this mana you were holding up really was not that difficult for you, because you probably outclass all three of them together in the amount of mana you have pretty handily.
I'm a battery.
Right. I think it is the architect in particular who comes up to you. I don't have a name in mind, but if you have a specific name, otherwise I might.
Tesman. Tesmen.
Tesman. Yeah, Tesman in particular sort of approaches you. The two dancers are being good with the crowd and like talking to them, shaking hands. He's Kana, that was incredible, the amount of mana that you wield. And then he pauses, and you can tell he's going to say, and that sword. It was an honor to perform with you.
I am thankful you allowed me to assist. This made me think of home.
As a fellow traveler myself, I am glad. Home is important. He pauses for a minute, and your magic felt so free. Is that the secret to your... And he seems... You can tell he's pausing because there's a different descriptor that he might have used, but in being odd by you, it's like your unpredictable combative style. You know, he probably would have said chaotic, but that feels maybe a little disrespectful here.
Kana scratches the back of his head a bit. If you'd ask my mother, most certainly. I am not sure. In all my travels, I believe I have yet to find what it is that makes me so... me. Mayhap that's not something I'm yet to discover.
Perhaps an artist's advice is not applicable to a warrior. But I will say that I found my skill when I no longer looked to what I was told to do, but what I always had done. And I just started doing it on purpose.
Advice is a weapon all the same, regardless of a smith. I will wield it well.
Chuckles like, huh. We would say that a step in the dance is useful regardless of who teaches it. I'm glad to see that between disciplines, we're still Kadrasi.
Path is a path.
What would be the like very respectful sort of farewell gesture? Is it a bow? Is it like a?
It's a actually, I thought about this funnily enough.
Yeah.
Kadrase greeting and salutation is actually the same gesture. It's a two-stepped bow, so you place your fingers to your forehead first and then to your chest as you bow. It's kind of meant as like, like it's like the head and the heart both see you is the idea.
Okay. And yeah, I think he does that in as like in a deeper, more respectful bow to the beacon of his home realm.
Kana returns it just as deeply. Keep the wind at your back, friend.
You as well. And yeah. Hayes, you, I think, have enough to be able to sense at least how important this has been for Kana in this moment. But again, having this like sense of souls in a way that most people don't. I'll let you sort of decide how much Hayes really picked up on.
I mean, we did talk about the sword last episode when we trained.
Yeah. You know, like the
Yeah.
emotional journey Kana
Kinda
has gone on in
crazy.
particular right now.
I think as the performance has wrapped, I guess, Hazel will come up to Kana like, that was incredible.
Thank you, friend. It was very nice.
Aren't you glad that you volunteered now?
I will pay you back for that later.
Sure you will.
I have not seen my home in many a moon. This was needed. I cannot thank you enough.
No thanks to me. You put on a wonderful show. Is
Always
there
happy to
a
entertain.
reason?
Sorry.
Is there a reason you've not been home in so long?
I believed it was not my path. As I understood it, my self was meant to be found out there. And he kind of looks out towards the sea beyond. A beacon's place to travel. Find the journey as it lays before them. As I understood my people's words, I thought maybe I would not be wanted.
I think, Hayes kind of, like, has a frown on their face as they process what Kana says. And, I think they'll pat Kana on the shoulder in, like, support, but also say, if the reception of your people here today is any sign, it would seem that you are mistaken.
Perhaps I was. Mine has been a long road, and one I have walked alone for a very long time. It is not impossible that I have erred in my perceptions on the way.
Perhaps.
I would hope to see Lana again
Besides-
someday.
Journeys can have breaks, rest stops. They can return to places you've been before.
Lana takes a long moment to really process that for a while, like really turns it in their head for a good moment, and then will put both of his hands over the hand Hayes on his shoulder and smile up at them. You are as wise as you are beautiful, friend Hayes. Thank you for your counsel.
Thanks.
Is something the matter? Blink, blink.
Do you think you've been drinking enough? It's been a pretty long day and lots of walking around.
Ah, yes. We should hydrate.
That's what I was thinking.
He'll take Hayes' hand and pull. Onward then! To water!
Hayes will be dragged along, certainly.
Yeah, you guys sort of leave off into the festival, finding eventually various forms of drinks, both good for hydration and not. And I think there's an adventure to be had there. I would love to know, is there more that we would get from Ajax, sort of as he's collected that memory? Or is there more from Cam that would sort of happen here in this space?
I definitely have an idea for Ajax. I don't know if you have anything
got
for
some
Cam.
space.
I don't think so. I've been thinking about it, and I think just as the festivals, like, or as the day goes on, like, Cam's drinking more and more, and he's just kind of, like, relaxing into his thoughts and just kind of enjoying the vibe.
I think at one point Anselm does sort of sit next to you to watch. They've gotten to Bastille the Devastating is his title. He's like the member of the round table who is officially in charge of the tournaments and the stadium in particular. He's like an old like tournament champion, like he was the guy back in the day, but he's definitely
It's like
over the hill more so than either of you. Still goes
he's
around in
wide
this
enough
like
to where he barely fits in the dunk tank.
right. They have to expand the dunk tank a bit for him. He's up there now and he's having a great time, specifically like trying to razz people who are throwing these darts. It seems like maybe him and Grim in particular are like, Grim has worked with him a lot more, so Grim is teasing him much more and like helping people rather than trying to stop them. At one point you're like pretty sure Grim actually is the one who hit the thing, he just hit it.
Gotcha.
Besto seems, he's a jolly old guy, he's just definitely
Yeah.
and so he's like commenting with you. You guys are having a good time, also just shooting the shit about his coworkers. What was Ajax doing at this moment?
I feel like in my mind, the camera is around Hayes and Kana as they've both gotten some water and are drinking it. And Ajax kind of comes back into the frame with just a bunch of trinkets and almost like this hollow look in their eye. It's kind of hard to describe in words because it's like a projection of they are here but not mentally. They are still trying to like
Capture that moment.
almost capture this moment and try and claw their way into remembering more, trying to just grab and
you want
almost
to roll something for this actually? I think this is useful. I'm gonna say either you cannot use a skill or I'm gonna give you some difficulties.
Yeah, I don't really think I have any skill that would
Fair.
work
Yeah.
for this at all.
They just at 20.
If I don't even know if using some mana would help in
No, I
this
think
of
that,
like because it's more of like an internal thing of just Like,
I think narratively it does, but I think like mechanically this is something that is so ephemeral that I'm
Mhm.
like I don't think you're really gonna get bonuses to this.
yeah. I got a 13 on the d20. I don't know if you
Yeah,
want to do
no, I think
difficulties or
that's good.
anything.
No, I was gonna say
Yeah.
if you tried to, because I think it is that I don't know if Ajax gets this or if he stumbled upon it. That trying to force a memory makes it harder to do. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that you find that as you're like getting trained, it's like that's not quite right, and you try and like remember it on purpose. And Ajax, I think, is more aware of his sort of internal mental mechanisms than most. It's like, no, I'm starting
Mm-hmm.
to invent a memory. That's not the same thing. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it is as you do try and sort of evoke it, and you think about that moment uh, with like Fab handing you this thing that was like meant for you, and it's very specific. You realize the memory was triggered not just by a festival and not just a trinket. There's a person there in your memory, and this feels true. Like this doesn't feel fabricated. There is a person, they gave it to you on purpose. Like it was for you, the thing that you were given. And the trinket, I think, is that same symbol you saw.
Okay.
Like that was on a sign for the, booth or whatever you were at, like that you were looking at. But the trinket was the same. It's why it's stuck in your memory. You don't really know what it means yet, and you've even kind of looked around like, does this anywhere? And there's close stuff. The image of a phoenix is pretty common, but it's not quite the same. But that's sort of what you've discovered doing this. After a few trinkets and a few looks around, like there was
Mm-hmm.
someone there. You don't have details on them. You just know you were given this, and it meant something because a person gave it to you on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's unless there was more here. I think that's sort of where you guys are for this festival. Is as you explore, you find new foods, new music, new games. You talk to more people. I think there's at least a few times that someone sort of does the faux pas and asks for like autographs or a photo or something between you. In my head, someone goes to Ajax, is like, "Oh, you're the gunslinger one. I have a cool gun. Could you sign my cool gun?" It's someone who wants to be like a knight. And similar for everybody. Definitely Cam. There's some people who are more fishermen and are more interested in you being famous as a fisherman rather than as a beacon, etc.
Ajax would definitely like like what's the word? Examine the gun at like a really high level, and like even points like, oh yeah, you can improve this here. Yeah. And they would absolutely sign it.
And it's near the evening, and you guys can all be in the stadium or just Cam, but it's in the stadium. That stage, you've seen people go up and do announcements on like events and where they're going to be throughout the festival. There's once or twice where it's been specific announcements about like stuff that's going to happen at the Wizards College later, and like saying, "Oh yeah, congratulations to the like engineering, like the Arcanic engineering team that has won this competition that we've been judging for the last few weeks." Like this is where a bunch of stuff is announced that the college does. It is near the end here that the headmistress of the Wizard College, the current headmistress of all of the different colleges of all the deans, Damrizel the Brilliant, steps up. She has a practical, very professional sort of like jacket, slacks, shirt, although hers is festooned, it seems, with light shapes, like almost hologram shapes that are not unlike the Cobalt Sands glass, sort of in their geometric patterns and vibrant colors. It seems to flex with her. It's effortless for her to make these things, as is sort of the fashion of New Avalon, to festoon yourselves with magic of your type. She steps forward, and there is the equivalent of a microphone, which is, of course, like a crystal tech thing that's floating there that she gestures with. And good evening to all who have enjoyed this year's Dawn Realm Festival. And there's more people gathered for this announcement. This was more planned, and there's polite applause. They've had to put the dunk tank away so that nobody gets hit in the head with a dart. To all those who have enjoyed both the many wonderful booths as well as dunking our wonderful knights, and people chuckle. I think that the last one to go up again was Anselm, so he is wet at the moment. He's fine with it. Anyways,
The water's warmed up by now.
yeah, it's no longer as terribly cold as it was. And thank you to the members of our college who have helped set up all of the wonderful magics that we are using today, and they're much studying. I would like to announce for this year our Shattering Tournament. As we have every year, as a celebration of the brave knights who went out into the Aetherwild, we are doing teams of 5 as our main tournament, and those who succeed may ask one boon of the college, whether that be magical, political, or social. And this year, as a special treat, we are inviting those from outside of the Knights from all the realms. Any of their peacekeepers or notable warriors may join in their own teams, or may in fact build their own. Registration for these teams starts as of tomorrow. We hope to see all of our most prestigious warriors joining us as a demonstration of good faith and martial skill. She looks over at the crowd, and at least Cam for sure is there, right? Does eye him in particular for the most prestigious warriors. There's applause. There's definitely members of all the realms who are there that seem to murmur and look around like, oh, hey, we got to get in on that. There's several like recording crystals that are basically like camera drones around that you know that this message will be sent to the other realms very quickly. And without further ado, the finale of our festival, the Dawn Realm fireworks. And as she gestures and looks behind her, over the back of the city as the sun is going down, arcane fireworks light the sky up. These are not just simple sparks and explosions, but entire paintings across the sky and brilliant arcing lights and sparks. The sounds are not just booms, but also growls and cheers and the crack of thunder. It is not a story, but a celebration of every different kind of culture and game and image that is brought together by the study of magics and in this city that is really been built to try and bring together as many different people as possible. It is, in a word, awesome in its most traditional sense. I would love to know from each of the beacons what would be one kind of firework or image that a firework makes that you think, yeah, that's something that you would notice in particular.
I'm really biased towards the fireworks that have like the like kind of rain effect. Like
Yeah, okay.
where there's not like one boom, but there's like a bunch of little crackles. I like those a lot.
Yeah, I think that there's one that is meant, like, it creates almost this willow tree shape as it doesn't leave smoke behind, but leaves like trails of light that stick around for a while, and each of the little sparkles becomes almost like a different or like a flower in it. And it becomes this like flowery sort of willow.
Yeah, like.
I think, yeah. Kana, if you don't have one in particular, I think that it is an island. Like an island just appears, and it's like the architecture of your home realm in it.
Aww.
It's sort of
Big fan.
created with this sprawling flash of high magic light as, much like the booths, everyone's been like invited to create fireworks for this. If you don't have something else, I have something for the reborn for Ajax, unless you
I
had
was-
something in particular.
I mean, my thought was just a like it starts with the main explosion, and then there's like 3 secondary explosions of like it almost flowering out, and
Yeah,
so
you know those
like
ones that make like the
first
high
pop-
pitched squeal and they go fear and like in a bunch of curls. I imagine that's
Yeah,
what comes
so
off of it and then makes a shape.
Yeah, the first one pops.
made
There
sense.
isn't much like light to it.
Uh-huh.
Then there's 3 secondary ones, and those ones explode and spark blue. And then in a like almost 3 spheres, there lights up just these white almost flares, and then each of those starts screaming off.
Yeah. I think in the sort of final one, if Cam, you don't have anything to add,
Yeah, I got nothing
yeah,
particular in mind.
entirely fair. Brain mush, I get it. It is arcane symbology that, while it maybe would be a spell, clearly is the like simplified version people think of for the realm crystal of New Avalon. It's sort of like what is projected around the tower where people think that the crystal is. I think Cam in particular, they have the crystal in a much more secure place than the very top of the tower where this like magic circle always is projected. It is a recreation of that magic circle that is the symbol of the crystal, if not the real one. And it is a continual, like, long firework sort of celebrating it that rings out like it is a crystal producing a pure note as you, like, strike it. And that is the end of the festival. There's more to eat and see. There's more music. There's more food. But for us at this time, that is New Avalon when it's celebrating itself. For all of those who have joined us today, thank you so much for following us on this fun little journey that we had, where we just had a good time with our beacons, having a fun time at the festival, and maybe learning a little bit more about themselves and each other. I have had a wonderful time here today, being the game maestro. I am Tate Washburn. You can find me at Tate the Terrific. Any place I care to be found. You can find me someplace else. No, you didn't. You should really follow this channel's social media at I have just Neon Lights Roleplay at Blue Sky, or you can join us on our Discord where we meet and we stream, and we sometimes pick up people for fun games like this. I would love for my players and beacons to sort of go in the reverse order. So, first and often finest, Foxy.
What's going on, gang? It's Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite Fox Phillies finest, and today I have the esteemed pleasure of playing Kana Alva, the Aureate Cavalier, our little elf arsenal, who got to get a little taste of home today, which he missed. It's been a great time, and I've had a great time with it. You guys can catch me all over the internet at Young Foxy. It's YUNGFOXXII sometimes. We're not a score in the middle list, but you'll see me. It's on this Tuesday, right back here in the Let's Roleplay again for another episode of Tears of Divinity Fading Chronicle, our lovely long-form Lancer epic.
It's about time to get me a fucking ship.
And that's it, gang. I can't wait to have some more fun with y'all. Thanks for hanging around. Y'all are great. Keep being good to each other and everybody else around you. Mwah, bye.
I believe then would be Chess.
I am Chouse. I've played Ajax, the Machina Gunslinger, who, forearms are really helpful. Yeah. Remembering and searching for their past life, I feel, is going to be certainly fun, for sure. We'll see how it goes from there. Yeah.
Where can we find you on the internet? Did you say that?
You can find me on the Discord a lot of the time.
Perfect.
Throw the Discord. Yeah. You'll find me there a lot. Been kind of taking a step back from streaming myself, but just life being life. But yeah, that's really all that I can think of.
Well, we're glad we got you here today. I believe Egg would be next. Or
Yo,
next start. I'm
I'm
trying to remember who I did in what order.
yeah, because I think it was Lucian first, right? 'Cause
I was
then
first,
it was
yeah.
Lucian twice.
Sure was.
It was. That's right.
Yeah, I'm Emily or Eggchan. You can find me on the internet as on Itch and Twitch mostly. And I had the joy of playing Haze, you depression incarnate, little sad
Oh.
guy who just likes their friends and likes hanging out with their friends. That's all I got. I'm
Place
here
we can
like
find you, anything
not
else?
this upcoming Wednesday, but the following Wednesday for Jump City probably. Yep.
Hey.
Wahoo!
And then, definitely not least.
Great. And I'm Lucian. I've played Cam, the solitary angler. You can find me online in the Discord, and basically that's it. Because, you know, social media. Ugh.
Fair.
I'm on this channel again next week, hopefully.
Yep.
Because we got another show. And then when I'm not on that show, I'm on this show. So, you know, you get me
Just
once a
give
week.
time.
That's all you get.
Perfect.
You are
That's-
allotted one Lucian per week.
Exactly.
We'll take it. Any Lucian we can get.
Damn,
Anyways,
we're
thank you
rationing
all
in this
for
bitch?
thank you all for being here. Thank you all for following us, and we will see you next time on Knights of New Avalon. Bye bye. Bye bye now. Bye. Bye.
Outro video is going. Oh fuck.